Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kembali lagi bersama saya dari channel. Hari ini saya akan ulang Grand Final TI 2016 yaitu antara OG melawan PSG.LGD. Di sini akan game pertama kembali mulai game pertama kali ini. Oke, dan nanti komentar akan berdasarkan default dari Steamnya. Anda akan menyaksikan OG versus PSG.LGD. Oke, selamat menyaksikan teman-teman. I hope you enjoy.
Grand Final.
Grand Final.
PSG.LGD versus OG. Grand Finals, Game 1.
Best of 5. We kick it off with Game 1.
Kita tambahin dulu satu ya teksnya. Grand Final. Oke. 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 Warna color background. Show dia. Grand Final. Okay.
Your fate against playing Enchantress.
Okay,
One of the heroes they like playing against Enchantress was the Silencer, and it's been banned out.
Yeah, that's. I think these are the three best bans against No-Tail you can have in this. To pull out some surprise picks. This is a very standard opening for both teams, but I think when you choose to do your adjustments generally to surprise your opponents, is you throw that curveball on the 18 or on the 22 picks, so the last picks of second and third phase respectively. I'm curious to see. Obviously LGD today showed that they're not scared of pulling out something new, but for now it is very stable and staying true to what have got them this far. The Shaker is in the game, so Yapsor thinks OG will win this game.
Yeah, there's that prediction.
Regardless of what happens. One thing LGD did against the Shaker when they played OG the last time was that they picked the FY Clockwork, who played an outstanding game.
Yes.
He was playing against both of these heroes, as a matter of fact, and we'll see if they do grab it again. They did end up losing that game, but FY was exceptionally good.
I mean, that was like a perfect Clockwork game. They had Pugner, they have Shaker, they have like Bane, they have all these like weak heroes that Clockwork could easily kill. And it speaks a lot about a Storm Spirit.
Storm Spirit's second pick.
very early.
Wow.
Well, else, if you're someone doesn't want to play this hero, I think in the series, this is when you got to grab it. The teams are banning it second phase against him.
Yeah, and this hero has some similarities with the Cloudlet with how you deal with the Shaker, because when you're playing against a Shaker, you always want to be able to get to him. You kill him, you need to take him out first, or you risk the fact that in the fights, anytime a big Echo could actually just wipe your entire team off, and Storm is one of the best heroes at doing that.
There are a lot of heroes that Thompson is good against with Storm Spirit. Thompson's, the heroes that I see from Thompson already is Invoker, which is stand out, and there's Monkey King, and also don't forget about it, Skyrest Mage. Thompson seems the crazy with that hero. I haven't seen that hero in this tournament from him yet, but when you see that hero,
that's the kind of pick that is the kind of pick that OG could go for.
And we did see that being banned against OG the last time they met when Storm Spirit was picked. So obviously PSG.LGD well aware of that. We'll see if they use one of their bans for it.
There's another reason that Storm is really good against Spectre, in my opinion, is the nature of how teams end up using the map when they have Spectre. It's a lot of this, you go together as four and Spectre plays on the opposite side of the map, joins the fights with Han. But when you have Storm, you have this hero that when it's missing, feels like it can solo kill the Spectre in any lane. So it kind of passively just limits Spectre's ability to find farm, and she has to play very carefully, maybe only farming with Spectral Dagger instead of committing to creep waves. And just delaying that timing of Ana could prove to be really important for LGD in this game number one.
I mean, adding to that, I think when Spectre is faced in that situation, you kind of can't be too greedy with rushing the Radiance. You have to build like maybe a defensive item that allows you to sort of like semi-survive the ganks and maybe farm a lot more. So I think that would be the adjustment that the Spectre can make this game.
Skywrath Mage ban.
Yep, there we go. Comes out once again. PSG.LGD very aware of what Thompson is capable of. The last time they also ended up banning out the Monkey King in the last phase as well.
So I guess the safe pick for the OG side is maybe the Lina. Lina is pretty good against Enchantress and Storm overall. And because they also have the last pick, right? So it can also be swapped out with Jerax. But actually Jerax is playing most likely the Earthshaker, right?
Yes, I think Jerax will be put on this Earthshaker, and I think what OG will do is they will pick No-Tail, his hero now, looking for something like perhaps the Bane to come out from him in this situation. A lot of his heroes have been banned. And the reason is, even if Lina is good, I think you want to conceal the mid pick. You already know the mid matchup. This Storm will be going mid for Somnus like 99%, unless he's absolutely forced away from the lane. So if you can get a little better read on seeing perhaps one extra core or one key support, it's unless No-Tail sees a fantastic option for him to save his support for later, I do think we will see him grab it now. He doesn't look too confident right now, though.
Don't think he expected the Storm.
No, I think that caught them off guard. You saw Jerax chuckle a little bit when it happened, though. So.
I mean, they do have like a lot of lockdown for him, so it's not like, oh, Storm is picked and we don't have really enough stuns to deal with him. And we see in the second phase ban, OG decides to take out the Terrorblade and the Undying. Those are the two heroes that are much, much better against the Spectre. So to create a situation where Spectre is the strongest hero in the game.
But I also want to, like, their Storm Spirit is a problem as well, but I think it's very important to make Enchantress useless somewhat. Winter Wyvern is, okay.
I personally love playing this matchup as Enchantress in lane. I feel like Wyvern doesn't do very much to you. You have the Arctic Burn or the Splinter Blast, but Enchantress's biggest strength as a hero is just
Could it be like a misleading hero? Like it might be the off lane. Yeah, it could be an off lane. And we've seen OG done this in the third pick multiple times. They pick a hero. Wait, you look at the hero. This hero is going mid. Why are they picking this hero so early? And then at the end of the drop, okay, it's not actually a mid hero, and you pick the counter towards the lane, and you get
Wait a second, guys. I need to do something. Okay, wait a minute. Copy. Dah, Depok. Ya.
The logic is obviously you chrono and storm jump someone else, but a lot of the times in games you find yourself in this situation where it's a great chrono and storm can't follow up. So at the very least they would have the enchantress to deal damage in the chronosphere, so I think it's still a good enough game for it. But part of the reason we haven't seen Void very much in this tournament is that he is not a very strong laner. He doesn't put very much pressure and has a lot of bad matchups, and you would be picking it blindly here because you still don't know if the Wyvern is a 3 or a 5, and now they'll get a much safer pick.
Which is lineup here.
But isn't like all of the Berserker and the
Happy with what we picked. I have no story today because I slept like a few hours.
We've been preparing for a little something we call the grand final, so yeah.
Not because of that. I mean, the last 2 days were like filled with emotions and weird feelings, you know. And we tried to sleep, but at least me and Johan, I know for sure because we're in the same room. And it's hard, you know. You try to go to sleep and you just can't, and then it's morning, and then you have to play to do stuff. Yeah.
Are you feeling pretty confident based on the draft we just saw?
Yeah. I'm very confident when all the players like agree on the draft and they're like happy, because it's like it's about teamwork. And even if, let's just say, we are a little bit out-drafted, it doesn't matter that much, because we showed like many times that we can come back if we are like chill. Making all the team be okay, not to go like emotional and stuff. So yeah, I am confident in them.
OG versus LG.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
We'll see.
Hope you enjoy this.
Ladies and gentlemen, both teams are ready for the match. And to bring you the grand finals, it's Oni Pixel.
Ladies and gentlemen, here the Dota 2000 International Championships Grand Finals is going to be brought to you by myself, OD Pixel Fogged, and as everything this year, we're stepping it up, we're making it bigger and better. We've got Ben Wu here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into Game 1 of OG versus PSG.LGD, and lads, we couldn't have hoped for a more perfect draft from both lineups. We've got the Somnus Storm Spirit on one side, and then on the other side, we have OG doing it in their own style. This sort of style, this draft style that we're seeing no one else do here at this international, but it's been working out for them.
I'm just happy we have some nice late game drafts that could potentially play out, right? We've got the Storm Spirit on Somnus that can go super late. We've got the Spectre as well. Really looking forward to it. And also the team fights coming into play. OG has drafted a massive team fight lineup.
Man, yesterday's series was one of the most exciting series I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot of TIs. You know, last time O9 casted, it was with OG.
It was back at the Boston Major. Everyone remembers OG versus Adfin, and let's hope we get some games on a similar caliber, and I'm sure we will from what we've seen on the series running up to this one.
So Ben, you've been watching a lot of Dota lately?
Yes.
Caught up?
Especially.
Yeah? How about with this, what do you think of this Seb tree and off lane?
There's a lot of heroes that we've seen Seb play. I actually took the more, I think, Magnus. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Oh, what do you think? What is it about the trend, do you think, that Seb sort of sees in it as a hero that other teams aren't really at the moment?
He plays it a lot of just lane pressure. I think the last time we saw him play, he didn't go the Nature's guys. He actually goes for just having the Leech Seed as well as the Living Armor to help his lanes out. Jerax. Just not quite there.
Not going to get it this time, but a good shot there for Jerax. Didn't want to try and lane down the Fisher just in case they were on it and have the micro ready.
So right off the bat, we see LGD. They want to be able to dodge and adjust away from OG's lane. So they want to protect their Bloodseeker in particular, and also having against that Spectre and away from the Dream Protector. Same thing in that mid lane. They don't want the Monkey King versus Storm matchup, so they're putting Chalice there, which is a much better matchup. He can do great versus that Monkey King.
It'll be interesting to see how well Thompson plays it. As you could imagine, this hero that we know, he plays in all his pubs. He's been bringing it out here time and time again at the International. You can imagine he's probably played his fair share of matchups, so he should be used to the Enchantress, and we'll see how well he can do here, as he has had some incredible games recently on the last couple of days here at the International.
Yeah, Monkey King's not the most super popular in the mid lane, but Thompson, you know, he plays all those weird ones. I mean, he plays them just to the point where you can pick it despite it not being top tier.
Yeah. Hero that we have not seen win a whole lot though, right Owen? I think me and you saw at least 2 or 3 that did not have a good game.
It feels, it's one of those heroes that can absolutely sort of crush the mid game, get this insane amount of kills, and indeed they're going for the kill. He's blocked in by Jerax's Vicious. Somnus trying to lay down the remnants. Seb's got to be careful. Has to step away to make sure he doesn't get caught out by the Stomp.
Pretty scary lane for OG up here. The Earthshaker's well trained, just these 2 melee heroes versus Elder Titan and Storm. They love playing versus melees. If you get into range, you just can get stomped up, and also, of course, that static remnant damage.
The Dream Protector might force these cores on LGD to go something different though. The root against the Enchantress and the Storm Spirit, you don't really want to build Yules for any sort of dispel, but you might actually versus double root.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've seen like Somnus, I'm pretty sure I've seen him do the Kaya into Yules build from time to time, but it's pretty rare. It depends on really that matchup.
Yeah, I know the panel was talking about him rushing to really work it, but it might be very dangerous doing that.
Yeah. We can certainly expect to see it sort of play a little differently, as we say, being in the safe lane rather than the mid lane. Something that we have seen a few of the Chinese teams start to do this, TI.
I really like Sin's point that he was bringing up on the panel, how he was saying, like, you look at OG's draft and it's a lot about just that wombo combo. If LGD are able to disengage once they get to that point, I think it's going to be really important for them in the mid game. It's like if they throw all their ultis out and LGD just walks out of it, then all of, like, majority of OG's damage is kind of committed forward there.
Do you think a lot of pressure's on this Elder Titan to break up that team fight combo that OG has?
Yeah, definitely, because they also have some good combo synergy that can come out too. If they do live that, they have like this damage that can just build up more and more. Because Storm Spirit, if you don't get caught in that initial combo, you can take out all these heroes. You're relying so much on the Earthshaker as well as Dream Protector controlling that Storm.
Well, so far looking at all the lanes, no one really falling behind. Seb's at the bottom of the CS, but still the big one, certainly that mid lane. As we were saying, you'd expect the Ench to maybe come out on top, but I think this is just Thompson showing us how well he can play the Monkey King in a variety of matchups, as he's leading the CS by quite a bit at the moment in that 1v1 mid.
Yeah. Haven't seen how much he's spent on salves yet, though. Certainly getting harassed much more than Chalice.
It's fairly even in net worth, yeah, so he has been bringing out a couple extras, but he's also getting benefited from the Living Armor. So like we were saying, Seb on the Stream Protector. Doesn't go the Nature's guys. He helps on top. That's what connects.
They've got the setup, they've got the remnants down, and LGD looking for first blood. They'll find it. FY cleans it up. Turns towards Jerry's, giving him a quick push as he has to back away. Bottom lane at the same time. Ame trying to chase down Big Daddy. He gets the cold embrace off with the use of that mango. Anna starting to punch into Ame, forcing the Bloodseeker back. Nova with the Nova. Can he find it here? Big Daddy Notel goes down. Can Anna get the trade? Chasing down the CMX. Nova, is he speeding up? He's running, but the dagger's back up. Anna will find the trade. As he get the 1-for-1 down on the bottom lane. Of course, Anna getting that kill. 17 for 3 at the moment on the Spectre. He's certainly struggling a little bit, but he's still getting a fair bit out of that bottom lane.
He's having to spend extra on regen too. But on both sides there, it's a lot of a spam matchup down the bottom. They have the Wyvern as well versus that CM. So just constant harassment with spells.
Yeah, it's definitely where we're sort of seeing that slight 1k advantage for LGD, as you say, is the expenditure of the cores of OG on that early regen.
So do you need to build any items on the engine to deal with the crit from the Monkey King? Because she doesn't have that much armor yet. That Jingu is going to hurt really bad. I've seen a lot of enchantresses get almost two-shot by Monkey Kings if they're able to build up the stats.
Yeah, that's a good point. The killer gives you a tiny little bit, but I think maybe we could see something just maybe like a medallion, maybe some casual just armor item like that.
I feel like sometimes when we've seen that matchup, like down the line, obviously in the later stages of the game, we can expect like an Eon Disc to come out in the Enchantress, perhaps. Maybe even on a few of these heroes to sort of help protect them against that huge physical burst that Thompson's going to have later on.
I think one of the important things for the Enchantress is, I mean, it's an item that you tend to get a lot in the engine, but versus Monkey King, it's like the best, the Hurricane Pike, because you can actually mess with his interaction with his ulti a lot and just keep that distance away. So it might be some type of item rush like that just to keep that distance.
We'll see top lane Somnus, 29 for 5 at the moment against Seb's 17 for 5, so definitely the lane where we're seeing the biggest difference between both sides, as they're keeping a good hold of it up top, PSG.LGD.
They have so much freedom in this because they have their CM auras, constantly able to spam that scan.
The courier gang coming in as Thompson, ready to strike, but Somnus and FY, as you say, they're backing up. They're keeping it safe behind the tier 1 tower. Notel will show himself mid as he comes in to sap up some of the XP and help with the D push. The Chalice is getting a fair bit of damage onto this tier 1 mid.
They're swapping up the lanes. They want to have that Monkey King versus Storm before he hits 6. And Thompson is actually saving skill points, which is kind of cool on the Monkey King. 2-0-2. Will choose what he needs to commit for it.
Ame's just diving in! And he gets away with it as Anna was all on his lonesome there. No support backup there at the moment, of course, with the movements from OG supports to other lanes.
They had that scan, they knew where the Monkey King was going, and then they had a TP, Wyvern, mid, and as soon as they saw that happening, took advantage of it and on the bottom.
I don't think they can leave Anna alone like that almost ever.
It really versus any of the heroes besides unless it's some weak support, but one of the dangers of first phasing the spec.
Yeah, that'll be getting punished.
They're going to make a go on FY. They've got the Fisher out. Anna and Thompson closing in on him as FY will try and gets a fair bit of damage out on the Jerax, but not enough to bring him down with it. As FY will fall. But still, overall, PSG.LGD just having that sort of lane control across the map that a little bit stronger as they lead 2k mid lane. Sure, Seb's trying his best to keep this tower alive, but each siege is going lower and lower. Top lane, Thompson gets in, is able to punish Somnus. Gets the burst out onto the Storm Spirit. We have the rupture onto Anna, getting himself away from the tower, but Ame is there ready to chase down and will find Anna in return.
Great read by Ame. He already knew that.
And Chalice.
Wow.
That sort of movement from the middle lane to the top lane from Thompson, sure, it did find the kill on Somnus at the end of the day, but it's really opened up that middle for Chalice as we're seeing as Thompson. He has got the Jingu Mastery stacked up, jumps down, the Fisher's there, he's got the light still, but it's not enough. Ame with the blood right, bursts down Thompson, but still back up to hell.
They're trying so hard to keep this mid tower alive. They just keep rotating heroes and to make sure that they can keep the living armor going on it, but Chalice really trying to press the issue.
Yeah, Seth isn't high enough level despite being the offlaner to really keep this tower alive. He did actually go for his third point in living armor, but Enchantress is going to sit there, try and get those wagons up as you can with that Blightstone. Still pretty healthy though.
As long as they can keep these towers alive, they can certainly play into sort of the hands of the late game Spectre that they do own with Anna. We've seen it time and time before here from OG on the main stage. In games, even where they get fairly far behind in the mid game, as long as they can keep the game going, there's a high chance that the Spectre's going to be able to do some incredible things in the team fights.
There's smoke from Wyvern trying to get some boards out, but don't know if it's going to get it broken.
Not spotted, but smoke broken. So the one thing I look at LGD's draft, if we do get to those later stages, they do have good amp damage density. FY caught very deep in there.
X-Nova's going to come across and look to Alpine. He's got the Frostbite holding back Thompson as FY still backs up. Jarex comes in with a TP. Thompson starts to turn towards challenge for the Antonio Bridge. He can't go for it. He goes straight for the TP out. And he's actually catch out Thompson. Back towards the mid lane. Anna with the horn joining in, looking towards Ame. But Ame, he's too fast with how low OG's members are. Seb getting beaten down by Chalice. Did he take a second? Anna, can he find anything in return? So be careful. The damage from the Olympus was so
Thirst. What an ability. Give you vision on that tree line there. If that Spectre gets low.
And you can see them, they're still trying to fog them, but it's not doing them any good at this point. This game's going a little bit too fast, I would say, for OG's pace. They want more time for the Spectre and the Monkey King to get items, and the Tree to just kind of hold off their T1s. At the very least, this T1 is still up for OG. So they are losing heroes, but not their T1s.
Yeah, I mean, this Bloodseeker and Enchantress are getting away with way too much right now. The Storm, sure, getting shut down a little bit, but those other two are a big problem right now for OG. How are we doing on levels? So we do have a couple level 6s coming online. Pretty much almost all of the OG except for Jarex, while on the side of LGD, they do have two level 5s on their support still. We see for those rotations coming out with all those ults. Nice. Seb will be going for the medium.
Oh man. Looking to set up onto Seb. Leads in with the rupture. Seb. He's the tree's ego, still pretty high on health at the moment. That's gets the Echo Stomp out. The ult from Seb being used to hold back Ame temporarily, and this is buying time for the rest of the OGs coming. They have No Tail from the side. Chalice leading, just trying to finish off Seb. The Winter's Curse will hold back the two of them. So No Tail, make sure that Seb can get back to safety. We get away from this reaction from LGD.
That's two full defensive ultis used by OG though to protect themselves. Is top pressure on Ana.
The wraparound from X-Nova. He's got the Frostbite on Tana. Cancel the top row of the damage. He's bottle charging up to it. Has that extra bit of mana for that extra just enough fuel in the tank to take down Ana. Again, Anna sort of being caught out in these situations where OG supports her elsewhere. Bottom lane FY goes for the stomp, but Ame's backing up. He knows Jarex is in. Jarex leading with the fish of Thompson. We're going to chase him up with the Primal Spring. He's got the boundless strike down. Is it enough control to allow the rest of the team to come through? Blood right from Ame, trying to push OG away from chasing for the kill. And will be successful as OG back off. Ame will stay safe.
LGD is heavily outmaneuvering OG right now. They're splitting them up all over the place. They're making plays on each of the lanes, so it's forcing OG to react, and then it's making Ana very weak in this laning phase, unable to really find a place for him to actually catch back up.
I do think No Tail has been doing a really good job of being in the right place at the right time to stall these pushes, make sure the T1s don't take that much damage. Yeah, they're still giving up a few kills down there, but I think it could be a lot worse if he were just a few seconds later to each of these engagements.
It's a bit of a Rassay onto Chalice, unlikely. Between the two of these heroes, they have the damage to bring him down at the moment, especially with X-Nova around. Jarex, so don't be careful. Takes a bit of heavy damage there from the impetus. Does also have Seb in the tree line. They're going to try and set up, but they're walking with the Echo Side. Do they have the burst? Anna comes in with the Spectral Dagger. Is it enough though? Chalice, he's got the untouchable. Is he going to survive? He's in with the ult. They get the kill. X-Nova, that was going to be cancelled straight away by Jarex with the Fisher. X-Nova tries to DP out, but OG no set up for the double kill. They get the kills in the mid lane.
And Thompson gets a kill down bottom on the other Titan.
And that lead that LGD had, it's been knocked down by a couple of thousand here. Just a 3k advantage for PSG.LGD now after that fight.
Chalice feeling himself just a little bit too much there, right? Just walking into
it. It looked like he was going to get away.
I mean, they did commit pretty heavily, so it's definitely worth it at this point.
Look at that money. Somnus cleaning up a hefty stack here that's going to give him a big jump towards that Kaya.
They've been using that stack actually with FY, you know, the Elder Titan that we talk about so much. That's how you really enable that hero in the laning phase, to stack up that hard camp, use it for your spirit, and they have the Storm to farm it.
Thompson's been doing a pretty good job of keeping the network through, because he's kind of the one that has to run around and make a little bit of space for the Spectre so he can haunt and get some kills, but he's still number 2.
And he's very close to having the full Echo Saber done, so he's going to almost be sort of guaranteed to get up the Jingyu Mastery stacks in each of the fights and get that burst heal off with the boundary strike.
I think that's just like the best build that you can go on out in the Monkey King, so you can just get involved all the time. All the other builds we've seen, the Battle Fury, it's very slow. I mean, that's not the meta at the moment.
Especially when you have a Spectre.
Yeah, especially with that.
So they can chill for a little bit, wait for the ultimates to come up. I would say OG are way more ultimate based, so you know you want to fight in those 2-minute rotations and just use Winter Wyvern and your Treant to stall out those T1s until those ultimates are up. And if they don't want to fight, you're okay with farming, because I think you have the better late game right now.
This tier 1 mid pretty much back up to full. The power of the tree and protector.
That is, I mean, that was down to like 100 HP at one point from that 5-minute wave.
They threw enough bodies.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Definitely worth it. That tower is, we say, like the most important tower to defend, especially when you're playing with a Spectre lineup, so you can farm your jungle, have access.
PSG.LGD wanting to make a move up here. They'll scan out in the trees. They know that No-Tail's in. But he's one of the trickier kills to get with the Arctic Burn as he just starts to retreat. Nova looking to come across. But he's already backed by the tier 2 tower. No-Tail will be fine as PSG.LGD desperate to sort of make a play around here as they have those 3 observer wards down. You do see him actually as No-Tail sort of comes back in actually as the Arctic Burn ends. They're still very hesitant though. The Winter's Curse out on the side. Jerax, can he set up onto FY? He's got the Enchant Totem. Chalice is coming in though. OG have to be careful as the impotents start flying out towards the Earthshaker. Jerax taking a lot of damage here. They try with the Earth Splitter, but it won't quite catch him. The heal there from No-Tail with the Cold Embrace, keeping Jerax safe as well.
They're just trying to stall these towers as long as possible. But on a bottom.
Oh, Spin is in, they find him. Burst down the Spectre before he's able to TP away. At the same time, OG want to make a play down top. They know that they went for the play down bottom PSG.LGD, so OG want to punish this. They jump forward, Boundless Strike, Echo Snap, on top of the Enchantress, but Chalice's healing is not enough. The Wukong's command finishes it. He can't out-heal that amount of damage. Army has turned up to the fight. On the side, Thompson cleans up a second. Double kill for the Monkey King as he finds X-Nova on the Crystal Maiden.
It's surprisingly good catch from the side of OG. Wasn't able to get that many kills, but they're really good at setting up with the Wukong's command.
Locked it. Awesomeness. In he goes. Onto Jerax. The Cold Embrace there from No-Tail though. Thompson with the Boundless Strike holding back Somnus. They've got the Enchant Totem. They've got good control for the sleep from FY. He tags up Somnus to the side. Looks to Jerax. The fish is down, but No-Tail sort of blocks him with FY. He's still going to get there. Somnus went too deep. He gets punished. The warm play from Anna finding one, maybe even more. Then FY, he's been surrounded. The Stomp, sleep onto 2. Seb's coming in as well though, so FY, he'll have to retreat. PSG.LGD can't take this fight for now. Chalice, well maybe they can. Chalice is trying to follow the Enchantress. The Seb ult, holding the 2 of them back. Anna and Jerax backing away. Seb, he's being looked at by Arme and Chalice. He'll go for the TP out in the pit.
He'll be safe.
And they can't cancel this. They get out. PSG.LGD still maintaining the lead. They're trying to chase down Anna. And they've got it. They didn't expect the CM to be there, OG.
He was actually on a warding expedition and just comes around from the back. All right, they see the line was joined instantly by Jerax. He's like, wait, what the hell's CM doing there?
Perfect position indeed for X-Nova to find himself in. Thompson build-wise going for the Maelstrom next, helping him keep up with the farm that, as we've said earlier, a good job of keeping up with the pace of Somnus and Arme.
So they're unable to kind of kill the Monkey King and the Spectre. They just generally get one or the other in these fights. Just like getting there.
He's trying to get the life steal up. He does get it. Can he find the connection? Somnus is actually out of mana. Thompson walks out of range off the Stomp. He's turning to Somnus. One more hit will do, but he can't quite get in range. FY's there with the block off. As Thompson won't find the kill onto the Storm. He may find FY. He's got the Boundless Strike up in 5 seconds. Into the tree he goes. Arme is TPing in. As these Thompson, he's in. He's going with the Boundless Strike. The Wukong's the back of a Jerax with the vision. They're onto Arme. Arme's gone. Thompson with the tree play as Jerax is still there looking to do X-Nova. Chalice is coming with the impetus. Thompson in trouble. He's been silenced. He's been surrounded. Somnus sips in with the vortex. The Winter's Curse is there. Surely they can't keep Thompson alive. They can't. Thompson will fall. Somnus sipping for more. He's got his eyes on No-Tail. No-Tail tries with the Golden Embrace, but the remnant magical damage is there. PSG.LGD get the 2 of them at the end of the day.
They're responding so quickly. They know that OG's draft is just very ulti dependent. They're just keeping the moves going. As soon as those ultis come out, they don't care. They just bring more and more numbers. They know that Ana doesn't want to get involved in too many of these fights. If he doesn't have Haunt up, there's no way he's going to come.
So I think Thompson made way more out of that situation than he could have. Almost killed Mamie. And still, he got a core kill at the end of the day.
He did. And they've got the blink on the Earthshaker now,
So that sort of combos we saw there was already pretty impressive with Jerax just being able to offer the lockdown of the Fissure from outside the Wukong's command. Now he can actually get in there, offer that increased amount of chain stun that will allow time for the Wukong's command and Thompson as the Monkey King to get his damage out in the team fights.
My slight concern for OG is that they don't have these 3 cores that are farming. Because you see the Trade Protector, he's actually almost same net worth as the other Titan. So it's going to be like Jerax who has to really pull it up and just get a little bit more of that gold for his team. They're really dependent on Spectre.
Seen the full strength of their team fight though. They have the root and the Wukong's command. If both of those come out when he has some stacks up, it's going to be really nasty for LGD before they get their BKBs.
And they have good ways to set it up, right? They have the Winter's Curse and the tree and ulti, so.
Right now it's usually 4 of them fighting, 1 of them farming, and then someone else dies and kind of repeat, but as sooner or later they're going to have to move up.
Well, they're hunting for Ana. X-Nova goes for the vision, Somnus zips in, the ult will be popped. Ana's out of there. He's jumped over towards the mid lane, but Chalice is there, as well as Arme. The rupture, the impetus, a balance strike comes out, but it won't save him for the blood right. Arme gets the kill on the Spectre. Ana down for 30 seconds. OG still hovering around that middle lane.
Ana's been incredibly good at finding farm inspectors throughout this tournament, but this game, LGD are even better at shutting
Chariot.
Yeah.
He's looking for the setup opportunity. As you drop, Echo, Fisher, bam! They get Chalice, he's out of the picture. There's the Blink Dagger reveal from Jerax, and he gets a big core kill.
Yeah, Chalice has been the punching bag for LGD, but at the same time, Storm, what is he going for? Orchid?
He's going for the Orchid after Kaya. Not going for any type of defense. He's just going to depend on his teammates to try to really bail him out of the situations, in particular FY, as the panel had mentioned, for that disengage. But yeah, I wish I could just count all the ultis that Chalice has eaten already in this game, and it's only not even 20 minutes in.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll switch off once the other cores get BKB. I'm not sure if maybe he's going to get one next. I probably think they'll
Somnus.
defensive item.
He's caught out N0tail, out in the river, all alone. X-Nova there too, caught and braced by some time, but the ult comes out from X-Nova. Not messing around with N0tail. There's some ice on ice action, brings down the Wyvern.
He's got a Shadow Blade. He seems to know exactly where Thompson is too.
Doesn't have a Quelling Blade.
Oh, he's bought it.
Oh, he's bought it now.
He bought one.
He bought one. He's looking for the right tree. There's Thompson. He's going to go for it. They've got the jump. Jarax with the control again. Chalice, the punching bag in trouble as the Wukong's command gets the final hit. The Earthsplit is coming out, but Thompson keeps himself to the side. He has been silenced by the Blood Bright Army. Looking towards him. The rupture down on Thompson as well. Thompson has the living armor. It gives him the chance to turn. Get the Jingle Mastery stacks up. He hasn't got bound this strike there for 7 seconds. The Fisher from Jarax buying him time. Thompson life stealing up as he hits the creeps. Arme with the Shadow Blade over the girl. Somnus! He's in! Thompson's still alive though! The Winter's Curse on his own back, and Thompson gets the life steal, but he still goes down. Thompson will fall. Somnus still with man-head attack, ready to play on zips across. Gets Jarax as well. Now looks towards N0tail. He's got enough mana for one more remnant. N0tail turns with the splinter blast and the wraparound for Zep. Looks for the punch on Somnus. Somnus is back defensively. They got the sentry down. Frost Nova. The buyback from Jarax. Ana with the chase down. Somnus. He's used a lot of his mana. The Fisher. The damage from Ana. He's got the dagger out. He looks to Somnus and he finds it. Somnus is gone. N0tail burst down by the blood right. Jarax and Ana. They're looking for more X-Nova. In charge over Jarax. Holds him in place. One more right click will do it. And CM falls. Seb goes down as well to Arme. The sleep setup, FY, stop, they've got the combo, the blood breaks out, and they're surrounded, the damage from Arme, the Fisher, but the force, they get him over, Arme, still on the chase, Ana, back to the shrine, now Thompson's back in the game, Arme's got to be careful, Fisher's up, in a second, Jarax jumps in, the echo, the control, Ana's in on top of Arme, Arme's gone, Chalice, up to the high ground, Ana still wants to chase, he looks towards it, but he will back off for now. As ladies and gentlemen, OG and PSG.LGD here in game 1 of the grand finals of TI8, certainly making it feel like it.
What a buyback from Jarax. Really just kind of saving that situation for them, which is looking kind of bad. Buys back, gets himself some big core kills, at least at the end of that one. Getting both that Storm and the Bloodseeker. Although they lost a lot of their support heroes, they kept their Spectre alive, which is the most important, as Ana is now level 14 for his team.
I forget who was talking about it on the panel, but they're just so good about playing around Thompson, making sure that he gets his Jingu stacks. He's been critically low multiple times, but being able to separate them off with Fisher or just lifesteal on creeps and just making sure he gets his Jingu stack before he can actually go into the fight.
Look at this. Just with the synergy of the living armor, it actually makes a big difference. He is able to tank so much with living armor as well as the Wukong command bonus armor.
And it seems like a tough core matchup versus the Bloodseeker. Like the Bloodseeker, you really want to fight a Monkey King. Normally, you're okay with a Blade Mail, but he has Jingu lifesteal to do with that, and then he also just can press his ultimate and not run away.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to worry about that at all.
And each time saw the backup of the living armor as well from Seb, just giving him so those extra few instances of being attacked to allow him the time to build a lifesteal. Somnus, he's straight in onto Ana. Does he offer the damage on his own to find the kill? Though Ana pretty tanky at the moment, as Ana just turns and Somnus has to zip himself away.
Living armor. Every single time is coming out from 7.
I mean, it's doing a lot, this Trian. It's keeping OG's cause alive against these sort of little pickoffs. And still, PSG.LGD, they may be 6k ahead, but they're still only taking 1 tower down at the 23-minute mark. Seb's keeping the rest alive.
And Seb's already got his Meteor Hammer finished. He's got his, of course, that ulti's going to be coming out level 2 soon. So he's got the combo. They've got so many combos on OG if they're able to just sandwich it all together.
Yeah, they need the BKBs, but at the same time, they still have to deal with 2 ultimates that go through BKB and the Monkey King ultimate, which is still going to do a ton of damage. So, LG, I mean, yeah, they do have the gold lead, but BKBs don't mean everything here.
Seb down bottom, just continuing to deal with the push by himself. The rest of OG starting to swarm over PSG.LGD's half of the map. You have Thompson in the jungle. You've got Ana getting a lot of space up top, putting some pressure, in fact, onto PSG.LGD's own Tier 1 tower, which is falling very low on this top lane.
And he's got his Manta style. This is such an important pickup in this game, just so he doesn't get killed on those split push or have to deal with this Frostbite or silences coming out from the Bloodseeker and Storm.
Seb. There's 3 heroes down here at the moment from PSG.LGD.
He's just spamming every single wave with Meteor Hammer, just keeping that living armor going on those Tier 1s.
It's taking a lot of resources from PSG.LGD down there, and they're not really getting away with what they want to achieve. Ideally, they find a kill, but Seb, he's playing very hidden. They don't seem to have the preparations to catch out the trio.
OG's done just such a miraculous job of keeping these Tier 1s alive. It's pretty crazy.
And they're also scared. Like, at any time, the Monkey could be in the trees on bottom lane. They could set up with a Spectre.
And here he goes. He's thinking about popping the Wukong's command top, and he will. Looks towards X-Nova. X-Nova caught in the middle of the ring. And it comes over as well to join in the kill. The 3 of them find 1. TPs are coming in. Chalice. And he sets something up with Arme. Look at the jump here. Under control. Jarek straight in on an Arme. Arme pops the BKB, but it's too late. Somnus finds Notel on the side. The buyback's going to be there straight away from Notel. Somnus zipping across towards Jarek. The ult out from the CM, but the mid-jar armor from Seb's coming down. They've got the chain stun onto X-Nova. Ana's still alive for now. They get the double kill. The cold embrace. Keeping Ana alive. The Winter's Curse holding by the attacks off the Chalice. The Charger is on fire. It'll fall. Triple kill for Ana. Can he survive? He gets up to the high ground. He's still alive for now. The armor from Seb. Keeping the Spectre safe. Thompson will fall though. Dives too deep. Ana wants to find Somnus. Pods the Manta style. They get the kill. It's an ultra kill for Ana. He's still alive. Chalice, he wants this, but can he actually get it? He's got to back off. Ana will TP out. And the definition there of friendship and team play from OG. These sort of saves from Notel's Wyvern, from Seb on the Trim Protector. It's incredible.
And their preparation too. They already had the sentry down behind the tower. Bloodseeker runs in with that Shadow Blade, gets caught out immediately from that fissure, as well as jump in as Jerax.
And that was LGD's gameplay. They tried to take down bottom with 3 heroes versus 1. They couldn't do that. They tried to take a team fight mid. They weren't able to pop their BKBs up before the Echo Slam. How do you think they should take the next fight to make sure that they retain their lead, albeit small?
Name. He had trouble that last fight getting the BKB off in time with the speed that Jerax pounced upon him.
These saves are just so crazy.
I can't believe he didn't go down.
The BKB even went off too, so it ticks down to 9 seconds now, but these saves just back and forth, be it from the cold embraces, even the curse to protect him in some situations. That right there, the overgrowth. Look at Ana. It looks like he's just dead in this situation over and over again.
As you said, the combination, the living armor, saving him for those first few rainbows coming in from Chalice, and then the cold embrace. They just couldn't kill him off. My goodness.
It's been so annoying for them, though.
Really has been.
And they also just sat on the root, too, for so long. They weren't able to finish him off. They had the Leech Seed and the Living Armor and the Cold Embrace on top of it, and their Urn. Just so many ways to heal. And LGD, I mean, they kind of need a Spirit Vessel, too.
It really does seem like that.
But I don't know who's going to build it.
I think it's... FY almost has it finished. So I did have the Urn. He does tend to do this from time to time.
I think that might actually be a bigger deal for the BKBs on their side at this point, considering how much these saves are helping out OG in this team.
So it looks like PSG.LGD will finally be able to find his Tier 1 tower down bottom, but OG, they're into the pit. Notel tanking up the Roshan with the Cold Embrace. A Blood Bright will be thrown out by Arme. They suspect something's up. Jerax just keeping their eyes focused towards that mid lane, throwing down the Fissure, holding back the creep wave. Roshan's at half health.
They've got Elder Titan. They can keep scouting this over and over again with the Blood Rage too, pushing him back.
As Thompson's going to start the fight. Here goes to the bounty talk to Arme. The BKB's out from Arme, though. Gets himself out of the Wukong's command. Ana with a horn finds X-Nova. That's one down, and Arme with his BKB. He's just having to run himself away from the fight. So now Arme is without the BKB. OG can look to head back in the bit. Jerax still with the Echo Slam. Notel still with the Winter's Curse. Seb still with the Overgrowth. They have their team fights still ready to go, OG.
They're killing this so fast because the Manta
That challenge. All tries for it, but he's not going to get it. Oh, straight in! They get the 2 and then the slam! Oh, LGD tried to get in there with Somnus, but Jerax was quick with the jump.
That was an impossible jump. They even had the Meteor Hammer queued up for when it was about to die, so maybe they get the kill, but I don't think we get the Aegis in. They definitely don't get away with their lives.
They have everything. Like, OG still had all their ultis ready.
Yeah.
And Thompson, he's hunting for more. He knows that Arme doesn't have BKB for 20 seconds. He's got the dust, he's got the preparation. Jax is in with the fish, they have the control. The enchant tone of Arme's gone! Not satisfied with just a Roshan. Thompson quick to hunt for more, getting that kill on Arme. Arme's out of the game for a full minute and he has not got buyback.
The teamwork and synergy by OG has been spectacular. It's a show of Thompson and Jarex constantly getting the control over and over again between these two heroes.
Whew. Who says you need to go late game with Spectre?
29 minutes in. Pressuring the base of LGD.
On his 12, 7, and 8 on the Spectre.
It's a tier 3 tower gone. They're onto the back. Somnus holding on to his buyback. He'll be back up in 5 seconds. FY trying to set something up. Does find the sleep onto the 2. Then the cold embrace can be prematurely put down onto the Monkey King. They have the Earth Spirit out. Somnus zips in. The burst. He just rips the Monkey King apart. Can he find more? No, he's getting changed. Touch Jarex with the control, but he gets back out. Somnus will survive just for now. The jump. They've got the impetus down. And Jarex in again with the enchant totem external very low challenge. With the play looking for Anna with the cold embrace. Keeping Anna safe with the help. Somnus zips in. He wants Anna with a glimmer cape. Keeping Anna alive. OG just saving one another and getting away with these pushes until now. Arme, he'll come in with a TP. He's looking to hunt down Anna. Anna has the living armor, goes for the TP out. He's going to make it. There's no way that Arme can cancel that as Anna gets out of there. Again, the Winter's Curse of Notel being used to hold back the disablers of LGD. Notel, he will pay with his life, but he did his job. He got Anna out of there.
These living armors, every time, just seems to be making such a big difference in every fight.
There's not enough damage also coming out throughout the cold embrace. Thought the impetus would be enough. Is that alone?
The hero creep.
Slowly but surely doing it.
It's not doing...
Actually, he's not doing it. He's doing less damage than the regen.
He's doing a little bit more damage than the regen, but it's going to take a long time. The creeps will spawn, and goodbye, hero creep.
Oh, X-Nova. Looking to get some information as he goes in deep with the Invis rune. OG, they're sending a mid. Again, their ults are up. They've got the Wukong's command. They've got the slam. They've got the horn.
4 siege creeps in the mid lane. He's got to run them away.
But that's their best hour push. They still haven't done any damage to this full HP.
Well, this could be really big for the future setups too. OG actually still has a base that LGD does not know about.
And they've still got that Aegis on Anna, of course, with that save play being made. They can certainly look to try and push again. 5 seconds until Notel's back in the game on the Winter Wyvern.
Killing the Spectre is seeming to be almost impossible now for LGD. Once he gets a heart on top of this too, he's got the 500 health talent from level 20. I don't know how they bring this man down. They're going to have to use everything onto the Spectre, and it's going to give so much freedom for Thompson in the fights, as well as Jarex.
Haven't really been feeling the impact of this Bloodseeker, dude. He was doing pretty well in the first 10 minutes, especially with the thirst, but he has BKB and he's still useless. He's number 2 on network, but he feels like he's like number 6.
He can't get into the fights, right? Like versus Monkey King, versus the Victor Wyvern, versus the Earthshaker as well. There's just too many things for him to actually deal with on this Bloodseeker.
Somnus zips in, trying to clean out the creeps, but the creeps are going to be able to keep themselves alive for now. They'll jump in. Thompson with the BKB that we've got to find the Fisher on top of Chalice. Chalice is gone for 70 seconds, and he went full in on the Aghanim's purchase. He does not have money for buyback. Zipping from Somnus, looking to get himself on top of the Spectre. Can he finish up this kill? The Anna, he's going to be kept alive. The Urn Heal, he's fine. The Winter's Curse holding back Somnus. The dagger's down onto Somnus. Somnus has to zip back towards the base. Arme tries to go forward, but Jarex in with the counterplay, jumps in, echoes out. The barrel strike for Thompson. They take down Arme. Arme buys back with the melee racks. They're already taken down in this middle lane by OG. They've got the FY sleep set up into the blood, right? Anna with the Manta style. He's fine, more than fine as he gets out. Will start to be healed up by that urn. Still has the Aegis. As OG now with a 5k lead and a melee racks up.
And add a heart now to that Aegis.
Oh yeah.
They do not have enough damage because they haven't built these defensive items. I mean, I guess maybe hasn't really, but Bloodseeker, there's no way to kill him. Maybe if he turned that into a Silver Edge, or maybe had a Halberd to deal with this Monkey King, but there's BKB just actually feels. But what does game MVP do, man? MVP don't.
Yeah, there's just too much control and teamfight on the side of OG. And they're just way too tanky right now for LGD.
Yeah, and if you try and go for pickoffs, you never really know where the tree is, and the Spectre can haunt in, so they're also really scared to go down that route to try and take this victory.
Yeah, they've got it's just so many different forms of initiation on the side of OG that LGD, their initiation is that the Storm has to run in and try to start the fight, and then Ame, poor Ame, tries to run with the BKB, but there's just crazy amount of control that goes through it. So maybe with this Manta style, he can try to play around it a little bit better once he finishes this on the Bloodseeker.
Chalice looks like he's eyeing for a Lotus Wing mix. Do you like this choice?
on Thompson.
Can reflect a decent amount of spells and also remove
Straight in.
himself, but
Finds FY, they pop the ult as well. X-Nova's going to TP in.
that's the gem. They just got the gem too.
And they're buying back on FY. PSG.LGD desperately want to try and take this fight somehow. They know Thompson's Wukong's command is about to wear off. He'll jump himself out to the side. He's back up to the trees. There's the Winter's Curse, holding back the two of the Manas in. They're ready to fight this OG despite PSG.LGD being the ones buying back into it. Jarek's in with the stun control. They'll burst down Arme. Arme's down for 90 seconds. Chalice is dropping as well as the Orb from Anna comes out, splitting LGD apart. Anna into the trees, looks towards FY, steps back to avoid the Echo Storm. Chalice still being chased out by Thompson. One more swipe will do it. They get Chalice, they get FY, and Somnus and X-Nova just left to try and pull the creep wave away. He'll zip across with Jarek with the Echo Slap. The Orchid comes out onto the Shaker. They're trying for the return, but the self-fuels keeps Jarek's alive. He's safe. Somnus trying to run. Fisher, Boundless Strike. Do they have the damage in time? They do! Oh, gee! Again and again and again in this game one, pulling off these incredible plays, and GG is called, ladies and gentlemen. OG taking game one of this best of 5 in the 2018 International Grand Finals.
What teamwork by OT. Every little thing coming together. The Earthshaker and the Monkey King, just the control coming between them, and just the way that they were able to stall the pushes out. The Wyvern always being there, set up on those early tier 1s, this living armor constantly protecting it. What beautiful execution.
OG was supposed to get work way harder in the lanes, but they came out way ahead in the lane, especially with everyone.
That tower was at 100 HP at the 5-minute mark and never died.
Thank that guy.
What a way to start this.
Thank you for watching. Ada update ternyata. Gue close dulu ya. Nanti game 2 selanjutnya. Thank you guys. Cheers, bye bye.